Hey guys, today on Rich with Cars, I want to talk to you guys about an update on the LC500 that I've been dealing with now for probably the last month or so. And the issue that doesn't necessarily have to do with the vehicle itself. In fact, I've been quite happy with it after 5 years of ownership. You guys have seen videos before in the past of some of the issues that I've dealt with on the LC, which have been resolved, and ever since I haven't had any issues whatsoever. But this time around, it has to do with the PPF. So the PPF itself, I've had since I first bought the car. I've been a big fan of PPF for the longest time, even since before I've had the LC. I installed on my previous vehicle. And I think it's a great thing to put on your car, I guess protection to put on your car, because it'll keep the paint looking new once you remove the PPF, and it'll protect it from any other accidents or elements, for example. You know, it's been great, but this time around, I've been trying to get this issue resolved, and I've been trying to work with both the installer and Expel itself, and they're trying to figure it out to see what it is. So let's dive in, see what it's all about, and I'll show you guys. Hopefully you guys can maybe give some comments as to what it could potentially be. So to get right into things right away, the issue I've been having with the LC's PPF or the Expel has been, I've been noticing some, I guess you could say like dots, like specks of spotting on the PPF itself. It's not really like spots, like circles, but it's literally like dots all over the PPF itself. And I didn't really think much of it at the beginning because, I wash my own cars. Even the LC, I've never let anybody else wash it except for the person who actually washed it when I did a ceramic coating after the PPF was done. Aside from that, I've always been using neutral soaps, using microfiber towels for drying, microfiber gloves for the soaping. And whenever I do soap it as well, I don't put much pressure because I do clean the car pretty often. I would say once every 2 weeks. Initially, it was probably once a week. Now it's been about once every 2 weeks. At most, maybe sometimes if I've been too busy, it's been once every 3 weeks. Long story short, I noticed these little dots on the PPF and not on the paint of the vehicle that's not covered by the PPF. The beginning about a month ago, I didn't really think much of it. I said, let me give it another clean. It's probably tree sap. So I gave it a clean, thought it was maybe gone because I saw it, I looked at it under the sun, nothing showed. Then one night I saw it under specific lighting in a specific angle, and then I see all these dots on it. And I said, what is that? I couldn't really figure it out. So I said, don't think much of it. Don't get too concerned or anything. Let's give it another wash and see what happens. Another wash, probably about a week after, and to my dismay, once again, I see that, under specific lighting, there was these dots once again. So, okay, I said, let me see what I can do. I had another issue with spotting on the Expel, which in the past could not get removed except with, believe it or not, rubbing alcohol. And it was a bit of Goo Gone that stayed on the PPF. It was just a film of like residue that wouldn't come off with soap, with Dawn, nothing. The thing that worked on that was literally rubbing alcohol. What I ended up doing was I tested out a small area with a rubbing alcohol to see if it would actually come out. And unfortunately, it did not. So now it's been, like I said, about a month. Like I said, I spoke with the installer. He's been quite cooperative. Same with Expel. They told me exactly what I need to do, and they told me to get in touch with the installer. So now we'll see what ends up happening. I'm waiting for the installer to get back to me, but he thinks it's probably some type of chemical burn. I don't think it's a chemical burn because, like I said before, I've been using the same soaps for the last 4 years now, which has been chemical guys, both Mr. Pink and Honeydew. And those two I use as a snow foam. And sometimes I also use Maguire's. I forgot the name of it. I'll post it up on the screen. I don't use much of it also. I put that in the bucket, not in the snow cannon. And I've been using that for the last 4 years and haven't had any issues whatsoever. The only thing that's been new that I've used, and I didn't actually apply on it, I actually just sprayed it on the PPF while the car was still wet after washing it, and then I sprayed it off, was the Chemical Guys Hydro Speed Ceramic Quick Detailer. That's what it is. I'll show you guys also on the screen what it is. But I wouldn't think that that would actually cause any issues on the PPF. If anything, it would actually make it more hydrophobic. Going back at it, I don't see how it could be anything having to do with a chemical burn. I don't apply anything else on the vehicle because I clean it so often, so all I need to do is just use a neutral based soap and that's it. So I showed you guys some pictures and video of how it looks like. I'd be really curious for any of you to give me some of your feedback to see if any of you have experienced something similar on your PPF. And if there has been something that you guys experienced that you managed to find a solution to, I'd love to hear all about it in the comments. You also could send me an email if you prefer doing that to the email that I have in the description below, because right now the only option I have left, based on what the installer told me, because he told me even a detailer cannot buff that out based on what he sees, is basically getting the PPF reinstalled, basically removed, and then put brand new PPF on that, which is gonna cost me definitely over $1,000. So not sure if I'm really willing to do that right now, but if that's all I have in terms of options, then I might have to do that. But I'd like to exhaust every single option out there. If you guys have any feedback or similar experiences on your PPF, I'd love to hear all about it. And as always, thank you very much for watching and your support. And hopefully you guys can help me out on this one and help me get this issue resolved, because otherwise it's going to be about $1,000 plus out of my pocket. So anyways, guys, just wanted to give you an update on that, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, thanks for watching once again. Take care. Bye-bye.